Let's go to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Annie is on the line. Annie, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, you guys. Good afternoon. How are you?
We are living the dream. What's going on?
Oh, not much.
Hey, that was good. Good for you.
Yeah.
Annie, that was a wonderful answer.
You should not be an actress, by the way, Annie. I didn't buy that completely, but go ahead.
Yeah, right.
I'm wondering if you guys have any advice on how to not psych yourself out of getting qualified and pursuing that, because I believe I think I've got a handle on being clear in terms of the direction I want to go into, but just the path that it would take me to is just so overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
And I know I just have to get over myself, but I just don't know. I don't know how to quite do that with like all other sorts of life factors coming into me.
So you've spoken in a bunch of generalities, and what I often, people feel stressed, they feel overwhelmed, they feel anxious. It's often this, I call it the thought blender, the thoughts and feeling blenders that just kind of take over. And one of the things I encourage folks to do is to write them down and demand evidence from their feelings and thoughts. So my guess is if you're having problems, if you're having this tension with, getting qualified for a job, kind of putting yourself out there, there's some voice in your head saying, it's because you're not going to be good enough. You're not going to be successful at this. The last time you tried something, it didn't work, or you've got other stuff going on. And we have to take those thoughts, take those feelings, and really demand, is that true?
Yeah.
Right?
So what is it? So what is it, Annie? So you know what you want to do, and I think you've got a pretty good idea on the path. So what are you dealing with? Is it that you don't think you've got enough time to pull this off? You don't have enough money, or you don't have enough talent? What is it?
I think I just have ants in my pants, and I just want to get to point B already.
So it's going to take a long time, and you're going, I don't know if I've got the patience to do this.
Yeah, because it's taken me however long to get to this point.
How long is it going to take you? How long is it going to take you?
Well, first we have to get rid of this debt snowball. But
all right, let's walk this out. Let's walk it out.
Okay.
How long before you pay your debt off?
Projected for about another year and a half.
All right, so a year and a half from now, you're debt free. All right, so what is this dream? What is this thing that you're clear on that you want to do? We haven't named it yet.
Okay, it becomes real when you say it out loud, right?
I know.
Okay. I am like 90% sure I want to go into library sciences. I want to be a librarian of some sort,
Annie,
or at the very least something similar to that of a librarian. Yeah.
Annie, I want you to not qualify your statement. You know what you get to do because you live in the United States of America and you're smart and kind and wonderful? You get to decide, I want to be a librarian.
Yeah, I think you're ashamed of saying it.
Yeah, why do you have this apprehension about saying what you want to do?
I don't know. I think it's because, for all of anyone's lives, we're told, oh, you want to go into that? That doesn't make any money.
That's
or
exactly
like, where are you going to go with that?
That's exactly right.
And I do admit, like, I don't quite know what kind of growth there is for an academic librarian, but
wait a second. Wait. Do you want to be a librarian because of the growth, or do you want to be a librarian because of the actual work itself?
Definitely the work itself.
Yeah. Do you remember making fun of librarians when you were a kid?
No, because I loved them.
Exactly.
I don't want to be one of them.
But that's why I ask you the question. Because you saw a librarian when you were young as something that you admired.
A rock star, a hero.
You were like, I would love to be that. Am I right?
Yeah.
That goes way back for you. Just for fun, how old do you think you were the first time you looked at a librarian and went, I'd kind of like to be her or him? Say it. Stop
definitely
thinking.
Definitely when I was a kid,
there's something to
7
that.
or 8.
There's something to that. I've seen research, John, that they have shown that a lot of adults come back to, for their career, in their 30s and 40s, a vision, a fantasy they had when they were 9 and 10. So the data backs Annie up.
Annie, you know what? Can I tell you a secret?
Of course.
It's not really a secret. My elementary school librarian's name was Susan Creech. She helped me find books. I was a little bit of a weird reader. I liked
That's because you're
books.
weird.
That's exactly right. But as an 8-year-old, no 8-year-old wants to be weird.
Right.
Now that pays my bills. But back then it was not cool.
That's right.
She helped me find books that were special for me. I still remember her name. My kids are obsessed with their librarians because we value our public library. It's a place that my family goes and visits on a weekly basis. If you want to be a librarian because you love the work, you're going to have to be prepared to speak in the hearts and minds of young kids and adults and change their trajectories of their lives. Yep. This is a valuable gig.
Back to the timeline. A year and a half from now, if you don't do anything really super intense beyond what you're already doing, you're out of debt. How long is it going to take you to get qualified to be hired as a librarian? The actual qualification.
Yeah, when I started looking into it, that's when when my little fire alarms went off.
I know. Answer the question. How long? How long is it going to take?
Assuming I get into a program, because you do need a master's degree, probably about 2 years.
Okay. Do you already have the master's degree?
No.
All right. So we got to add that to the timeline.
Yeah.
See, wait a second.
Yeah, Annie. Can I speak into this kid?
Yeah, you know what's happening.
Annie. Has anyone ever called you Eeyore?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Because you preface every sentence that means something to you with a
yeah.
And instead of looking at your life as a series of, well, then in a year and a half, then I'm going to go do 2 years. I talk on been on the Dave Ramsey Show almost every day for the past few weeks. I hear the joy and rocket ships coming out of people's hearts for, I'm only down to a year and a half left of paying my debt off. I cannot wait to go get a job making $8 an hour at a public library while I'm getting a master's in library science that I'm going to work really hard to bankroll because I want to learn the way the library industry is turned upside down with technology. This is a decision that you're choosing to make about how you're interpreting your path coming forward.
Well, it comes down to this. It comes down to what you're focused on. John's absolutely right. You're focused on the length of the journey instead of the destination.
And the joy of the adventure.
That's all right. So here's the deal. How long will it take you to get a master's degree?
Like I said, probably about 2 years.
Okay, so that was included in your answer. So the master's degree is the 2 years. Then you're already ready. You don't have to do anything else.
I hope not.
Okay, so listen, hold on a second. Annie, that's 3.5 years from now. You're doing what you have wanted to do since you were a little girl. Do you want that?
I mean, the thing is that all of that hinges on, me getting into a program and me actually landing a job.
You will get into a program.
You didn't answer my question. Annie, do you want to be a librarian like you wanted to be when you were a little girl? Or do you want to just do something else the rest of your life? And 30 years from now, 40 years from now, you look back, do you want to regret or do you want to reminisce that you actually went forward and did the thing that you really want to do? What do you want? No more qualifiers. Answer the question. What do you want?
I want to be a librarian. Dang it.
Then guess what? Yeah, so we know that, but you've got to tell yourself. You've got to say every day, Annie, I want to be a librarian. In fact, it may sound goofy, John. You probably have a better technique, but she's got to look in the mirror and for at least several days, remind herself, I want to be a librarian, and then say, why do I want to be a librarian? And remind yourself of that. You are so focused on all of the impediments and all of the challenges and all of the things that might not allow you to be a librarian instead of saying, I want to be a librarian and I'm going to be
a
one.
librarian.
Yes. And get after doing it. So here's the deal. John, if I walked out on the street with you and you and I go out on the street today and we just start asking people, hey, the dream, are you willing to do whatever it takes? If you knew you could get it, would you do what it takes? 9 out of 10. Absolutely.
Right.
But if we ask the follow-up question, well, if it takes several years, are you willing to wait as long as it takes? I think that number drops by half.
At least half, if not more.
Maybe 3 or 4 out of 10.
Yep.
And I'm not picking on Annie, but what's going on is that there is a human condition where we love progress. And when we look at a mountain that we feel like we'd love to climb, in fact, we know we'd love to climb it, but then we go, I got to train for 6 weeks. I got to climb a bunch of other mountains, get a bunch of injuries, and learn how to breathe at a certain level. And I got to do this, and I got to do this, and it's going to take me this long. And it's going to cost me this much money. I just want to be on top of the mountain.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, we start to come up with reasons why it's not so smart. And I think she's doing what the other caller was doing.
That's exactly right.
She's coming up with smart, reasonable excuses. And she let us in on one of them. And it was, well, librarian doesn't make a lot of money and there's not a ladder for growth. So I'm not sure that's the smart career. Instead of going, is that what I'm supposed to do?
That's right. I had an experience in Texas that was one of those transcendent moments for me. My wife had some friends and they were 35-ish and they were married and they said, we always wanted to be doctors. We just didn't. And suddenly we found ourselves 35, life got busy, and we always wanted to go to med school. But they were like, man, it'll be 7 years when we get out here. We'll be 42 before we get out. And you know what they told my wife? That they were talking to a marriage counselor, and the counselor said, well, here's the good news. You're going to be 42 either way. The choice you have to make is,
right.
Do you want to be a doctor or not?
That's so
when you get to be 42, right? So in 3 years, Annie, she sounded what, 28?
That's dangerous, John.
I know it is. That's why I didn't ask her.
Guessing women's ages is not good.
I tried to guess low. So let's say 28.
Yeah.
She sounded wise and brilliant, but yeah. So let's say Annie's going to be 28. Here's the deal. In 3 years, she's going to be 31. Mm-hmm. The choice she needs to make today is, does she want to be a librarian when she's 31 or not? That's it, because she's going to be 31.
That's right.
And she can start today.
So good.